path to being in the top 1% of sales is simple, but it's not fun. Over the past 7 years, I've become a 7-figure sales professional by mastering one very boring but highly effective technique. And you probably already know what it is, but the gurus tell you that it's useless and you're just not doing it. That's mastering your tonality. The good news is that there are only 3 things you need to focus on to become a master at it. And we're starting with the simplest parts. How do you end your sentences? The way that you're ending your sentences tells the prospect everything that they need to know about you. How you open the call, the amount of rapport that you build, or the exact script are all useless if you don't know how to end your sentences the right way. Think of it like this. If you ask your questions in a very weak and disempowering manner, why would they trust anything that you have to say? Or if you're way too standoffish and you come off very awkward when you ask questions, why would they trust to pay you money if you come off as awkward? So even if you don't do it on purpose, you need to be able to control it. Let me give you an example. So the way to do this is by understanding the 3 types of inflections. You have upward inflection, downward inflection, and equal inflection. Upward inflection is when you finish your sentences in an upward manner. So it would look something like this. Do you feel it can get you to where you want to go? This is where your voice inflects in an upward manner towards the end of your sentence. What that does in your prospect's brain is that it's showing them that you see yourself as inferior to them. It triggers neediness on your part, and it shows that you're not as confident in your questions and as if you're asking for their approval. So I want you to stay away from it and never really use it. Next up, we have the downward inflection. And this is where you end your sentences in a downward inflection point. Here's an example. Do you feel this will get you to where you want to go? As you can see, it comes off as aggressive and assertive, but in a bad manner. So it can come off as standoffish and as if you're trying to push your prospects away and that you don't really care. It lacks empathy. What I want you to focus on is equal inflection. So you're talking to your prospect as if you're equals, because that is the case at the end of the day. So that's an example. Do you feel this will get you to where you want to go? It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. It sounds very firm, confident, but also not pushy. Now, understanding your inflections is only one part of the process. This is where the 5 tones come in, and if you use them the right way, you'll be well on your way to making 30 to 50,000 every single month. You see, to truly connect with your prospects, you need to understand the color of your tone in each phase, because your tone dictates the emotion of the conversation. It's what tells the prospect if you're empathetic, curious, assertive, or simply lost. Without the right tone when you're asking questions, it can make you sound too excited, which triggers neediness and that eureka commission breath. You can sound too flat, which is very forgettable, or you can sound way too authoritative and standoffish, and you can push people away, causing them not to trust you. So instead, I want you to deploy these 5 tones. We're gonna start with a stoic tone. The stoic tone is something that I want you to use in the beginning of your calls. I don't want you to be excited, but I don't want you to be too standoffish. I want you to stay firm and stoic without overwhelming the prospect. So this is how the tone sounds like when the prospect joins your call. Hey Chris, good to see you here. It looks like you booked with us about possibly getting some help with your sales. How can I help? As you can see, I am not overly excited, but I'm not completely boring as well. I'm keeping it upbeat, but I'm very stoic with my emotion when I'm seeing the prospect join the call. Number 2 is the curious tone. This is something that I want you to use during the discovery, when you're asking questions in the beginning of the call. I don't want to come off too challenging and start pushing the prospect out of nowhere, but also I want to show genuinely interested without sounding like a robot or that I'm interrogating them. So here's how that sounds like. Okay, and say, can you walk me through your current decision-making process? Oh, and how satisfied are you with the outcomes that you're getting though? So I'm just curious, and I want to show the prospect that I'm coming from a place of curiosity and not there to show them all their flaws. Number 3 is the concern tone. So I want you to use this as you dive more into pain points. And this conveys empathy and care, which in turn will make the prospect open up to you much more. And despite them being hard-hitting questions, they will land much softer and it will trigger the prospect to open up. So here's how that sounds like. How are you going to grow the business if you don't have a predictable client acquisition system though? As you can see, I am concerned about their situation. I'm not blaming them for their faults, so I'm not going to trigger them, but I'm sounding concerned so they're able to open up even more and show me their true pain point. Next up is the certain tone. This is something that you'll use during your presentation as you're pitching your offer. This is not the place to sound confused, curious, or concerned. We want to show that we're certain that based on the pain points that they have expressed, I have the solutions for them. But this is not the place to be excited as well, because again, that will trigger sales resistance. So this is what it looks like. I mean, it sounds like what we're doing will help. This is how it looks like to work together. First, we're gonna start with a group coaching call, because you know how you mentioned that right now you don't feel well supported with your current structure? Well, how we fix that is you have a coach to walk you through exactly the clear roadmap so you don't have to deal with objections anymore. Do you feel that will help you? So as you can see, I'm sounding very certain and I'm guiding the prospect through my solution. The last tone is the fatherly tone, and I'm going to use it when the prospect is hesitant or fearful to make a decision. I need to make them feel that this is the place they're supposed to be and this is how they should be feeling because they're about to create change in their lives. When I'm going to use that tone, it helps them diffuse their fear and put them in an empowering state to make decisions. So this is how it sounds like. So all I need from you, Chris, is to show up. If you show up and give it your best shot, I promise that we don't let our people fail on the inside. So take my hand and let's make this happen. What do you say? So as you can see, I'm not aggressive. I'm not combative. I am encouraging and I'm trying to lift that person up. It's not just coming from a place of certainty, it's coming from a place of care because I'm showing them that I am there to help them grow. Now, combining the power of inflections and the 5 tones is high-level powerful stuff. But there's still one piece of the puzzle that I want you to note when it comes to your tonality. And that's using situational tonality. Now, this is how it looks like. It's all about how you use your tone depending on the prospect that you're speaking to. You can ask the same question at the same person at the same time, but get to completely different outcomes. And once you know how to use it properly, you will be able to redirect attention and get the answers that you truly want. So here's an example. If I ask someone what's their ideal solution is when it comes to them getting help, it can sound something like this. So that makes sense, Chris. And why is that important to you now, though? Now, what do you notice in that sentence? I'm emphasizing the word that because I want the prospect to go deeper around something that they said. So if they say, yeah, we can really use some lead generation right now. Oh, why is that important to you now, though? So now they will explain to me why lead generation is important to them. Now, there's another way to do that. For example, if the same prospect comes in, but I see that they don't have enough urgency, they're not in a rush to make a change. Now, with that kind of prospect, I need to push on the urgency. So I'm gonna ask that question in a different way. I'm gonna ask it like this. So if they say, yeah, I mean, we could use some more lead generation right now. Gotcha. So why is that important to you now, though? So in this example, I'm gonna emphasize the now bit because I want them to answer in a way that pushes on the urgency. Instead of going deeper on the lead generation part, I want them to go deeper around why now is the time to focus on that. So as you can see, it's the exact same question that can lead to completely different outcomes based on the way that I asked the question. Now, using your tonality the right way can influence your prospect's decision making, but you also need to know what questions you should be asking. So if you want to know exactly that, watch this video with the exact 9 words you should be asking during a sales call, and I'll see you over there.